Hello boys and girls, and welcome back to week number 1 in March. And we're going to have some fun this month, and we're going to dedicate the month to all kinds of things that are game related. And today I thought it would be a really fun idea if we construct and build a little character that we might see either in a video game or on a board game or in one of those popular computer games that everyone is playing now. So to get started, I have a piece of paper, I have a pair of scissors, I have a marker, and I have some glue. Okay, now I'm going to show you the basic building blocks for this project. And now that we're in March, I want to start seeing your imagination. So you're going to start to adapt it and change it and make it your own. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I want you to do is, with the piece of paper, hold it sideways and then fold it in half, okay? Because you're going to be using this paper to build the body parts, okay? So once you fold it in half, let's cut it. That way I really have two pieces of paper. Okay, so here are two pieces, all right? This piece is going to create legs, and this piece is going to create the body, all right? So let me move you down and show you how to get started. Okay, I'm going to use a glue stick after all. I do have this glue, so if you're at home and you have the wet glue, it'll work. It just might be a little bit longer before you can play with it because it has to dry. Glue sticks are a little bit stickier. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub glue on the short side of that rectangle. Do it on this one, and then on this one, rub it across the long side, okay? So one is the short, one is the long, okay? And for the short one, roll it up. Don't overlap it too much. And you'll have a tube. Just let that dry for a second off to the side. And then for this one, which is going to be a little bit harder to do, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to roll it. And you're going to have to hold it for a few seconds. Okay? So when I'm done, I have a short, round, wide tube, and this one is a taller, thinner tube. Now, one thing I want to share with you, okay, is don't overlap it too much, otherwise it's going to look like a little tiny thin pencil. You still want it to have a nice round diameter. That means the way around it, okay, like a circle, okay? But you can see, if I'm patient and take my time, within a few seconds, it's going to dry. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is you're going to take the long tube and let's cut it in half. Okay, so you see how I have my scissors there? I had to kind of pinch it a little bit. No, I want to show you guys, look. In half is kind of just using your eyeball. Don't worry if it's not perfect. And you know what? I think I dropped my body. Let me grab it. I'm back. Okay, so now we have 3 pieces, okay? So we want to create this into a cool character. And most of the characters that I see on video games are shaped like a square or a box. So let's turn these tubes into a square. It's so easy. Watch this little trick. You're going to take your body, which is the big guy, and if you just flatten it, do you see how I did that? It looks like a pancake now. Oh no! But watch. If I turn it up like that, put my hand on the fold, and press it down so the 2 folded corners touch and create 2 new folds, look what it did. It created a square. Do you see that? Fun, right? And now I'm going to repeat that on this leg. So flatten, stand it up, and then flatten it the other direction. Don't let it wobble or flip or fold. And here's one little leg, now like a square or a rectangle. And then I'm going to do this one. Okay. And now I have two legs and I have a body. So I'm going to take, I think I'm going to use the wet glue for this now. Except my wet glue dried. Mr. Price did not put the cat, oh. Wait a minute, there it is. Oh, here it comes, right? And I'm going to put some glue. You know what, guys? I think I need to get a different glue here. I love this glue, by the way. If you can ever find this glue in the store, it's fantastic. It's thick and it's sticky and it dries so nicely. So what I'm gonna do is put a little glue and glue my two legs together. I might even, okay. Oop, sorry. See my two legs? And now I'm gonna take a little glue and just put it on the inside of your body. Well, just a little bit. And you're gonna slide this on. Now, it's gonna feel a little tight going in there, but once you do it, do you see? You now have his legs connected to your body. And they'll fit in there pretty well. Do you see that? Okay? So that's the beginning part. That creates the character's legs and torso. Now what I want to do is I want to sculpt out the arms. The arms are done exactly the same way as the feet. So you need another piece of paper. I'm going to cut it down the middle. I'm going to take my glue stick, and do you remember with the legs, I put it on the tall side of the paper. Like that, nice and tall. Don't put it on the short side. I'm gonna roll it. Make a tube. Again, not too skinny. If it's too skinny, it's gonna look a little strange, right? And you might have to hold it and press it. And then you turn your tube, and I'm gonna actually bend it first this time. Oh, see, Mr. Price was a little sloppy, do you see? That's okay, I'll keep going. I can fix it. And now I'm gonna bend it down this way. And there is my square shape. I'm gonna cut it in half. Okay, there are my two arms. And now I'm gonna take my sticky glue. I'm gonna put a little glue up where the shoulders are, on the top of the tube. And I'm actually gonna tilt his one arm out. I love that. And then my other tube, I think I'll tilt back a little bit because this makes it look like he's walking. Do you see that? And don't go crazy with the tilt unless if he's running to go catch something, right? So I think that's good. Okay, now we have to do the head. And you have one piece left. You should have one piece left. So you're basically gonna put the glue, where did I put my glue? Right here. On the short side. Okay? Because you want your head to be able to fit into here. And if you put the glue on the tall side, it's going to be the same thickness as the arms and the legs, and it'll be too thin. So what you want to do is just give this a good roll so it becomes a tube. And you have to be watching this, okay? Don't just roll it, because if I let it go, I might not be able to fit it in. So make sure you're rolling a tube that's the appropriate size, okay? And you don't even need to cut this. I'm gonna throw a little glue on the bottom, and I'm gonna keep his head shaped like a tube. So it kind of makes it look different than the body. And you just tuck it in, slide it down, and it'll stop because it'll hit the legs. And there you have the beginning part of your little character. I love it. So listen, this has to dry, and the next week we're going to start adding part 2, okay? So start thinking about what this guy is doing, where he's going, what he's wearing, what his face looks like, does he have hair, okay? And these are going to go on the shelf in the classroom to dry. And if you're making this at home, then just keep them, tucked away and have them ready for next week, okay? So I hope you had fun today, and I will see you next week, okay? Bye, boys and girls. I'll talk to you soon.